Mr. Warren is very much respected within the legal community.
He was so professional on the court.
When he's in the courtroom, people know that he's there. The atmosphere in the courtroom changes.
If you're going to deal with whatever you're dealing with, you've got to keep it real. And you've got to deal with reality, and that's what he does.
Barton Warren cared for me, and he did represent me like a bulldog.
I'll just go get in trouble just so he can represent me.
Unfortunately, in today's world of high-tech and changing laws, bad things will happen to even the best of people. Where do you turn? Who do you trust? And what are the best, most reliable answers? Hello, I'm Phil Reeson. What are some of the challenges an individual faces when in need of a criminal defense attorney? Barton J. Warren is recognized and respected as one of the top criminal defense attorneys in the Intermountain West. His tenacious and direct approach in representing his clients in court has earned him the respect and consideration of prosecutors and judges alike.
I was born in 1948, born in Minnesota, Minneapolis. I lived there for the first approximately 45 years of my life. Had various jobs. Worked for the local power company up there for 18 years, a blue-collar job, and decided at some point that my skills and abilities could be used better. In other words, I wasn't challenged with what I was doing. What I did is I went to law school at William Mitchell, which is in St. Paul. Graduated there in 1990. I got my first license in Minnesota in October of 1990. Started practicing there with an individual that was kind of my mentor. He did a lot of criminal defense work and a lot of family law or divorce work. And he left that firm about the time I got my license. So he set up office and asked me to go into business with him. I've always done about half of my work, criminal defense work. So I'd done a lot of hearings. I got my, so to speak, out of the frying pan into the fire. And then we decided in late '96 to come to Utah. I recognized that there was a niche that needed to be filled. There was a criminal defense bar, had its hands full, so to speak. There was plenty of criminal defense work to do here. So I started doing criminal defense work, and then in the year 2000 I decided to focus my practice exclusively doing criminal defense work, and that's what I've done here ever since, both in the state and the federal courts.
Why is Barton J. Warren the defense attorney of choice? Let's meet a few legal professionals right now and find out.
I met Barton as opposing counsel. I would say it was in about 1995, perhaps earlier. Barton has a reputation as being a good, smart, competent lawyer. I know from personal experience that he can be pretty tenacious if he has a defensible position. He won't back down for anybody. On the other hand, I found that when it's time to fold and settle, he knows when to do it and how to do that effectively for his client.
I found Barton from the Yellow Pages. When I seen a picture of Barton, just to see the way that he looked could represent me in courtroom, that's what I wanted. I needed somebody's help to help me get through this, and he was it.
I know that when I call over there, he or someone on his behalf calls back relatively quickly, and that's important.
I can't think of any time where he's had difficulty with any judge or any prosecutor. He carries himself with a tremendous amount of integrity. Obviously he's very skilled, and you can see that when you're communicating with him. You feel that when you're around him.
Cost always seems to be a factor when it comes to legal representation. How does Mr. Warren address this issue?
The criminal justice system seems to fall down hardest on those that can least afford it and can least defend themselves. People that are wealthy, obviously there's no problem. They can pull out all the stops. But there's a middle ground, people that don't qualify for public defense, people that really don't have the money to hire legions of attorneys, if you will. And I try to set my fee structure such that as many people as possible can avail themselves of my services.
I felt that it was reasonable, but after furthering with Barton in conversation, he brought the price down even further.
Barton feels that, every person is entitled to a defense. So he seems to focus his practice around making sure that everybody has access.
He's very thorough. He likes to be one-on-one, and he likes to make sure that things get done the way they're supposed to be. He likes to make sure that at least somebody in the office is going to get back to those clients to make sure that they're fully aware and up to date and not just lost in the background, not knowing what's going on with their case.
I did find Mr. Warren through a friend of mine who recommended him because he dealt with him in different case. His staff office was great and they really took care of every details on the case.
The whole staff is really sincere. They're really good people. We've had a chance to work with Wendy a few times when we haven't been able to reach Mr. Warren, and they've been just as proactive in dealing with things that we've needed taken care of with or without him being present.
I'm involved in many sports activities. I like to test myself. I think it keeps me alert and gives me that competitive edge in the courtroom, and I know my clients appreciate that.
I think what sets him apart from other attorneys is the fact that he's dedicated to his personal growth.
Well, my wife and I met back in 1983. We were skating, actually, indoors at Augsburg College in Minnesota. So we're skating, and I was introduced to her, and quite frankly, I looked into her eyes and fell madly in love, and I've been ever since.
Sweet. We play together. We do everything together because I love sports, he loves sports, so that's why we have so much fun as a couple. Going out, and we've gone from tennis to golf. We always have had skating in the background, and we moved here to ski, so we have just the best of all worlds.
I was involved in speed skating because I have an uncle, my mother's brother, that was a three-time Olympian, 52, 56, and 60. I followed in his footsteps, and I skated fast enough at 1,500 meters in 1971 to have gone to the 72 Olympic Games. About the time my daughter was born is about the time I gave it up because my family required me. And I have a grandson that's going to be 9 years old in September 2005, and he's taken to speed skating. He wants to do that. We skate over at the Olympic Oval 3 nights a week.
I think it's fun skating with him because he is a nice guy and he always takes me. And he'll come to my baseball games a lot too. My grandpa's the funnest grandpa in the whole wide world.
Barton J. Warren is the defense attorney's attorney who means business.
I have and will continue to recommend clients who need that form of services to Barton. In fact, if I were in trouble myself, God forbid, I'd call Barton myself.
I felt very secure with having him represent me. I would recommend Barton Warren to anybody.
If you don't have him behind you, there was a sign. What's that sign going to Wendover? If I were in trouble, I'd call me. That should be his slogan.
When it seems like the law is against you and you need someone who will defend your rights, call on the professional experience of Barton J. Warren and his staff. I'm Phil Reeson. Thanks for watching.